Next is the Waimaero Fendalton-Waimairi-Harewood Community Board. David Wright, Chairperson.
Thank you. Good morning all.
Good morning.
Thank you to everybody for allowing us to be here today.
And Bridget
I'd
too.
like to introduce Bridget Williams, Deputy Chair of the Board, to my right. I'll take the report as being read. And we'll
Do you want to explain your appearance, just in case somebody thinks that you're
okay, so slightly unshaven today, having resulted from an early morning flight back from Honolulu where I competed in the marathon about 48 hours ago. So, apologies for having been unshaven.
Straight from the marathon to the end of the council
indeed.
table.
So,
I mean, I think that's pretty impressive.
So it's good. But no, I've only lost 2 toenails, so that's all right. But we're not here to talk about that. So, our report. So Fendalton-Waimairi-Harewood, we're blessed to have some new faces and some old faces around the table for our next 3 years. A returning face is Mike Wall, who was a former councillor, I think 6, maybe 9 years ago. And the new face of Jason Middlemas on the top right there on the photograph, and then some old faces from last term. So myself as Chair and Bridget as Deputy Chair, with my intention to step down in about 12 months to allow Bridget to, or the nomination for a new Chair, building a succession plan for our ward. Our next slide, if I do this properly. Yep. No. Here we are. So the Jeffreys Road suction tank. So this is obviously next door to the Fendalton Library. No, it hasn't worked. Okay. Why is that not working? Yeah, I know. Gosh.
Who's driving?
Where was I? Maybe it's still in another time zone. I'm not. I'm not clicking this.
You can run America, but you can't.
Yeah.
It's just the second slide, but I can speak to it anyway. So, so the Jeffreys suction tank. Yep, there we go. The Jeffreys Reserve Pump suction tank. So things are going along smoothly, which is great for the residents and obviously great for the city. As this is a pump that is severely necessary for the water quality as well.
Our next slide. We'll let somebody else try and click that. Yep.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So this is a bottle store which was proposed for 5 Memorial Ave, so sort of quite close to the BP service station at the bottom of Memorial Ave. It was a great show of citizenship within our ward. It was highly opposed, and the proprietor withdrew his application about a week or a fortnight ago. So the community rallied that they didn't like the idea of it in their patch, so they rallied and used their voice. Next slide. Playground upgrades, so just a matter of process throughout the ward. Next slide. Avonhead Park Cemetery. So this was following some feedback that we had received over the last 12 to 14 months from the residents in that area, that they would like to have that undertaken. Of note is obviously it's the memorial place for the some of the remains from the earthquakes in 2011. So it is a significant resting spot for and place of recollection and memorial for those that are entombed there, and the community have asked us to look at having a name that sort of better suits that, or is better fitting to that those internments there. Next slide.
Excellent. Saving the best till last. So this here is Celebrate Bishopdale, and which took place on the 24th of November, but accompanying the Celebrate Bishopdale event was the skate jam. It was a very successful community event. Over 2,000 people attended, and it's the sixth one for and the 6th anniversary. So Bishopdale is a patch that we're really proud of, and I think this event certainly illustrates the community spirit that's there.
That's nice. Happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Well, I mean, I love those slides because they're the highlights of your report too. I mean, I went to the Firm Festival, which will get mentioned in the next report from Burwood Ward, Coastal Burwood, because it was held in December, but that was the 18th one. You know, so you're on a journey, but what a great way to bring the community together. So I think those family festivals are just brilliant. So well done there. The other one was to see a pump station on a report. It's like, thank you. You know, that is just, it is so critical to our infrastructure. And it's great that the community board recognises that and is touting that as a success. And there was another slide that excited me as well.
Playground renewal. Slides and swings and slides.
Or alcohol.
Oh, the cemetery, no, the cemetery name.
Yes.
Going out to consultation. So have you had much feedback on it yet?
I haven't caught up with it in recent days.
Right.
But if the...
You haven't been getting updates
no,
through to you? No.
So, but based on the demand from the community to actually investigate having a name change, I would be surprised if there wasn't a number of people putting forward
Submissions. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just it was interesting because I wasn't aware that the Quake Families Trust, one of the things that I go to on the 22nd of February every year,
yep.
And it's just simply to attend in support of the families as the private service that they hold in the morning. So I do understand the call for the name change. All right, Yanni.
Okay, thank you for the report. I just noted that in one of your decisions you made a number of new road naming decisions around the airport.
Yes.
I was just wondering if your board had a policy around using te reo in terms of street names, or whether there was any consideration of using
certainly
that.
there was. I mean, we work with the obviously the developer, which in this case was the Airport Authority, or Christchurch International Airport Limited, who are the who were in charge of laying the streets, I guess, or building the streets, and working with staff. Obviously, there is a policy around looking at that. Our view would be, or my view would be, that actually, whilst there is te reo, there is also potentially in some areas local significance that could be outside of that. And in this particular case, where there is the airport, a number of the names have a heritage or a lineage straight back into the aviation industry.
Right. Okay.
Very good.
Thanks.
All right, James and Aaron, you'd like? Oh,
Just wanted to raise something around one of the slides. The first one, the
Please.
group shot of the community board.
Look fantastic.
Well, except top left, it looked like someone had photoshopped in Tweedledum, and I'm just wondering if that could be adjusted.
I thought somebody shopped in you in a good outfit. So, look how neat and tidy you look.
Got a smile.
So happy. They took, I just want to point out, they took about 120 photos.
To get that one.
Yes.
No one wants to actually stand next to you.
Yeah.
So there's a team except one.
Yep. So, yep.
One of these things is not like that. No.
Yep. And that was a Sesame Street song, so guess where the puppeteer's hand is?
He's got a lovely smile.
You have got a lovely smile. I thought that, I'm going to now share the private comment that the chief executive made to me, and she said that looks like a very professional board. So there you go. And I think that's a very reasonable one. I'll let you second the motion, Aaron. And so I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you both
Thank you very
very,
much for
very
your
much.